Brady Gross ready to kick it away for the Huskies, and off we go. Munoz in the shotgun. He's going to pass on first down. Goes out to the corner, incomplete. Second down and 10. Bankston tailback. He gets it on 2nd and 10 over the right tackle. Big gain. And he's near a first down. Pickup of 9 brings up 3rd down and short. Bankston gets the give. Runs into a wall of purple. It'll depend on the spot. Looks like they've got the first down. And picks up 4 on first down.
Look to see this tonight, guys, if that's a theme out of Weber State. When they want to go trips, especially in the boundary, the way it stresses this defense, it takes a would-be defensive end, Isaiah Ward, even though he's listed as outside linebacker, puts him into space, makes him have to cover or cover screens like that.
Weber State playing fast trips on the bottom side of your screen.
A little bit of a different look to the field. You see how the Huskies are playing trips to the field versus to the boundary.
The give, Bankston has to reverse field. He's got a crease. And he's going to pick up another Wildcat first down right to midfield.
That should be a first down.
No call yet. They put Coulter May, the fullback, in motion. 3rd and short. Bankston gets it for sure this time. Second effort, leans forward for a first down for Weber State. 2 for 2 on 3rd down. Bankston, right side. He's got plenty of room to run. And driven out of bounds just outside the 30-yard line. Putting together a nice drive. Bankston again gets the carry and runs into a wall again of Husky defenders. Adrian Cormier checks into the backfield now for Weber State. Play fake to him. Munoz out to the corner and a drop. They had Record in space, but he could not make the catch. 3rd down and long for Weber State. Munoz to the edge, incomplete. And the Huskies hold. It'll bring up 4th down. Thaddeus Dixon on the coverage. 48-yard try from Kyle Thompson. Kick is up and it is wide right. Give the ball to the belly of Jonah Coleman, the Arizona transfer. He's past the 40 and he's into Weber State territory. Welcome to Husky Nation, Jonah Coleman.
Well, how about that nice little breakout run as we look at the replay? Look at Jonah. Look at the size of that hole. That's good blocking downfield. And of course, Jonah breaks the last tackle before he gets knocked out of bounds. Good job, the way to start the offense outright.
Play clock at 5. They get it away. Coleman again goes right. Flag down. Coleman down the sideline. He's gone. But a flag is down.
It's always difficult for blockers downfield as we look at the call.
Holding. Radiated the offense. 10-yard penalty. For first down.
Going to get the tight end, Quentin Moore, on the hold on the outside. Get to the outside and incomplete. He's trying to get it to Denzel Boston. 2nd down and 20. Here are the offensive starters in Lincoln. This offensive line, they are a patchwork, but they're trying to find their way.
Yeah, pay particularly close attention to number 75, D'Angelo T.T. Ali. The reason why is because he's the general of that offensive line. Now, when you watch these guys break the huddle, they're going to come to the line of scrimmage. There's going to be a lot of pointing because you've got all new members of this offensive line. Communication is key. And D'Angelo is the first one who's calling out number. He's calling out assignment to tell who's the offensive line responsibility.
Give up the gut. Short gain on 2nd down. Deep drop. Get it to the outside. Boston on the catch. And he gets to the 39-yard line, pick up of 11. Third and manageable now for Washington.
Fourth down.
Again, outside, looking for Boston. No flag. Ready to play. Their fourth down stop. Weber State run the football again. Well, they go back to pass. Munoz, wide open space to run towards midfield and pushed out of bounds. Empty set, bringing bodies. Knocked down. Second down and 10. Brought heat on first down. Go to the outside, knocked down. Zach Durfee almost had a pick six. Getting loud in the dog pound.
Well, this place can get rocking, guys.
Play clock got to 0 and have a 5-yard penalty.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. No third down.
Third and 15.
Dogs showing pressure.
Handed off. Bankston goes left edge. Gets to the 50-yard line. Brings up fourth down. Denzel Boston is back deep for Washington. He's standing at his own 5. Good kick. Fair catch called for and secured at the 8-yard line. They hurry up. Sling it outside. In space, Giles Jackson trying to get to the edge. Maybe got to the 9-yard line, a pickup of 1. New offensive coordinator in Washington, Brennan Carroll, son of Pete Carroll, comes back with Jed Fish. He was in Arizona with him, time in Tucson. These two also coached together back in the early 2010s with Miami. So long history between those two, Jed Fish and Brennan Carroll.
Also the offensive line coach. You know, he's tasked with getting this unit to play as one.
Give goes to Coleman, bullying his way across the 10-yard line. Brings up third down. 3rd and 7, 5.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Rodgers to pass. He's got Boston, a first down for Washington across the 25 and out to the 29-yard line. Third down completion, a gain of 17. Game goes to Coleman over the left side.
Look, and you were just talking about how compact and decisive he is. I mean, 5'9", 230. He's a battery, like a battering ram, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
And his running back coach, Scotty Graham, said, there's a lot of ice cream on that cone to describe him. I'm like, that's pretty accurate, man.
True story, true story.
Coleman to the sideline. Cameron Davis, senior, missed all of last year, is in. Rodgers sprints right. Boston with another catch. A first down for Washington. Brought down just outside the 40-yard line. Handoff left side, dropped in the backfield. Cameron Davis is brought down. There's Braden Wilson. Rodgers has it knocked down. Third down and 12. Rodgers to the outside. Great pursuit and a tackle in space. Eshawn Daniels. A loss of 2 on 3rd and 12, and here comes the punting unit.
Way out on the edge, just waiting, and then the ball gets dumped out there to the flat. Look at him trigger, come down and make a great form tackle.
Jack McAllister to punt it away. Good boot. And it's out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Adrian Cormier starts in the backfield. Get it to the outside. Jacob Sharp makes the catch. Driven out of bounds after a very short gain. Second down. Give it again to Cormier across the 20. Pushing forward still out to the 25-yard line and a first down for Weber State.
No, good fight that time by Cormier, coming up and getting what he could.
60 yards rushing so far. A lot of that from Bankston. Cormier, another carry, trying to get to the outside and couldn't get out of the grasp of Sebastian Valdez.
Especially with this crowd here.
Behind the stick, 2nd and 11. Almost a one-handed catch by Jacob Sharp. Good coverage by Elijah Jackson. 3rd and 11. Bringing heat, set up the screen, it's busted up. There's Bruner. 5 seconds to go in this first quarter. Doyle back to punt again. Fair catch called for. Boston secures at the 35-yard line, a 41-yard punt. Huskies on offense. Washington takes over, going the other direction as we start the second quarter. Give goes to Coleman. They try the left side, some space just across the 40-yard line. Good run for Jonah Coleman. Coleman again, cuts back, got some space. Still on his feet, finally dragged down across the 50-yard line. Boy, that guy's a bowling ball.
Always good to settle the offense when you have an elite running back like Jonah Coleman.
Cameron Davis back in the backfield, fake to him. Plenty of time. Davis all by himself in the flat. Davis down the sideline, pushed out of bounds inside the 20. Give again to Davis. They try that right side. Pushing towards the 10-yard line. Good gain on 1st down. Under center goes Rodgers. Play action pass. Look at end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for Quentin Moore, the tight end.
Just a little more touch. Ain't that right, my tight end friend?
Right.
A little more touch.
Jackson in motion. Jackson gets it right side inside the 5-yard line. 1st down, Huskies. Huskies driving. Flag down, end zone touchdown. Jonah Coleman. Was a free play. Had a defender still trying to get to the sideline, but Jonah Coleman finds the end zone.
Illegal substitution. Defense with more than 11 players on the field. Double play is a touchdown.
Just take a look right here. Here's the right side of this offensive line. Watch them wash this Weber State pressure down. Look at this. They're running pressure. Bang. That's a really great block right there. Opening things up for Jonah Coleman.
Throws for the point after. Up and through Washington. All part of the process. Grady Gross into the end zone. Gain of 4 on 1st down for Weber State. Maiden voyage in the Big Ten Conference for Washington. Given to the outside again. Bankston barrels his way forward for a 1st down for the Wildcats. That play blown up in the backfield. Tuputala in there. 2nd down and long. Munoz running out of time. Munoz almost intercepted. A couple of Huskies ran into one another. Broussard and Dixon collided. Let's see if Steve Belichick brings pressure on 3rd and long. They bring 4. Munoz to the outside. Catch made, but well short.
Holding. 76 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
3rd and 23.
Washington's having trouble getting lined up right.
Outside Bankston. Wrapped up. Still well short of a 1st down. Brings up 4th down. Gain of 11. Doyle gets it loose. Boston hit just as he made the catch, stays on his feet, and gets near the 30-yard line. As Cam Davis over the right side picks up 5 on first down. Pretty balanced offense so far for Washington. Slip it outside to Giles Jackson. Slips across the 40-yard line to the 42. Playing tempo across the middle, wide open. That's the tight end Moore. Into Weber State territory. Took a big hit.
Still down. Let's hope we get up.
This play gets blown up before it ever gets started. Kamari Bailey came shooting through at a loss of 4.
Never been a big fan of going with hurry up, a quick snap, especially when you don't have right assignments. You see, Drew Azubardi missed the block, the left tackle, just got beat underneath. Got to have better communication.
Never pass up color, too, right?
Absolutely.
Never pass up color.
Absolutely.
Jonah Coleman checks in off schedule to start this portion of the drive for Washington. Play pass. There's Bailey again in the backfield. Get it out to Coleman. Turns something out of nothing there. Nice play by Will Rogers to get it to his outlet. Rogers, 3rd and 10, almost intercepted.
3rd and 10. He wanted to get it behind the sticks and move the chains. Right. Where, hey, just get it down underneath. Great play by Hansen.
Good play by Jack McAllister to get that low snap. Thrower on the fair catch outside of the 10. And a lot on the ground from Weber State. They've not had the passing game going at all. Go to the ground again. And it's up to the 15-yard line. Cormier again in the backfield. Bankston has been their best offensive product. Cormier gets it. Trying to get to the outside. To Patala right there to bring him back in and bring him down. And a flag comes in late.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a face mask here.
Personal foul. Face mask. 55 of the defense.
Munoz to the outside, knocked away. Great play by Thaddeus Dixon.
Great recovery.
Munoz 2 for 11. Now he's flushed, in trouble, looking for room. Tuputala wraps him up. And incomplete. Was looking for Kean Need, his tight end. The passing game has not found anything for Weber State. Doyle to kick it away, another punt. Weber State 0 for the last 4 on 3rd down. Boston on the return. He gets leveled at the 27-yard line. Dials up a bubble screen to the outside to Jackson, slips one and brought down at the 45-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Eshawn Daniels.
This is a big part of the Jetfish offense. Washington fans can get used to seeing this, the screen game. And Giles Jackson is a guy that's been in this program. Another one of those guys that's replacing Odunze Polk McMillan. Been in the program. Now it's his turn to shine as a starter.
Rogers again, pressure with a little shovel pass. He gets it to Cameron Davis.
Good awareness as you see Rogers feels the pressure come in. Just a little bit of a shovel pass, if you will, to Davis. It's effective.
2nd and 2. Rogers pass caught. First down Huskies. Boston again. Double fake. Rogers. End zone. Caught. Touchdown Washington.
Big time touchdown there.
33-yard touchdown. Brady Gross. Gonna bring it out. Clarence Butler on the return. He's across the 20 and a flag down.
During the return, holding for 43, the return team. 10-yard penalty and 1st and 10 for Weber State.
Bankston gets the carry, pushes forward for a good gain on 1st down. 1 second difference between that game clock and the play clock. Goes Bankston. Damon Bankston in the backfield. And we're going to get a false start. That's going to be on Need, the tight end.
False start. 45 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Over the middle, caught, 1st down, Weber State. Tajon Evans up the middle. 26 yards on 3rd and 8. First play of 20-plus yards for Weber State. And a great forward tackle by Jordan Shaw in space. 2nd and 13. Munoz, pressure, flush to the right, threw it away. A 3rd down and 8. Can they do it again and move the chains? 1:30 to go. Play clock winding down at 2. Didn't get it off. Flags come in late. It'll be the 2nd delay for Weber State.
Prior to the expiration of the play clock, timeout. Weber State.
Weber State, just in the nick of time, called their timeout. Stepped aside again for 30 seconds. Handoff, Bankston left side, nowhere near. Where do you go in the 2nd half if you're Weber State? Doyle to kick it away again. Boston on the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. Rogers sprints right. And he is brought down. Angel King on the sack from the strong safety position.
That's what you can't do.
Give it to Coleman. And across the 20-yard line. Just past the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and long after the gain of 12. Give it again. Coleman. Cuts right on his feet. 1st down, Washington. Steps up. Rogers going to run with it. He's going to be brought down. Picks up a couple of yards, but that is going to end the 1st half. Weber State kicks it off. Returnable. Up past the 20. Flag flies. Past the 30-yard line, but there is a flag all the way back at the 20-yard line.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 82. Penalty will be enforced 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st and 10 for Washington.
Jonah Coleman gets it on 1st down. 74 rush yards in the 1st half. Gets to the outside. Tight ropes near the 20-yard line.
Also, Quentin Moore, he is out for the remainder of the game.
Thanks so much, Brooke. We get a 1st down carry. Jonah Coleman again out in the loose to the 35-yard line. 1st 10, now 15. Back to pass. Rogers. Going up top, missed his man, was looking for Giles Jackson. Excuse me, looking for Jeremiah Hunter. This is that original formation of the 5. With a solo at left tackle. Rogers again across the middle. Catch made. That's Giles Jackson. And he's going to be a yard short of a first down, gain of 9.
Well, Solo, we mentioned him, was lucky on that last play, didn't call for a holding. Grabbed the defensive end of the Wildcat around his shoulder right in front of the ump, but they didn't call it. So it's a good block. It's not called, it's a good block.
As long as they didn't call it, right?
That's exactly right. That's a good block.
3rd and 1, Coleman the back. Coleman gets it up the middle, of first down, and he's over the 100-yard mark. 102 yards for Coleman on the ground. It's Cameron Davis back there next to Rogers. Bubble screen to the outside. Jackson again, ball's out, it looked like. He jumped on it. Pickup of 5. Davis again stays on his feet, stays low, and moves forward for a first down. Nice back shoulder throw to Giles Jackson. That was a beauty from Rogers. Jackson with 6 catches. Up the middle, Cameron Davis. Halfway to a first down. I think we might see that replay, Lincoln. I want to see it. Put up to Coleman, and he may have got 1. All right, what do you see, Lincoln?
Pay particular attention to number 75, your center, in the center of your screen. There's Diallo. Now you see him pulling around. Now look, now you clean out. That's what you do. You pull around the horn and you clean up. You open up the door for Davis to run through. That's what the patience of the running back pays off. When you have the big boys coming around, they become your lead blockers. That's effective offensive line play.
Swabbing ribs.
Absolutely.
On the way through the
Absolutely.
I know why you like him so much. He's got your number on.
Well, that's part of it.
Titi Ali'i in the middle of that offensive line. Now we get to the outside. Jackson down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Dogs. Handoff. Coleman up the middle and touchdown. His 2nd of the night.
We want to take another look at it. Did he actually get across the line, Jake? What do you think? He's looking at it.
Let's see.
I mean, as aggressive as he's run all night, I wouldn't doubt it.
Look at his legs churning, though, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's
That's
look at how many 4 white jerseys on
exactly.
him. But 5'9", 230, can squat a house.
Guard Memillard running the way for Jonah Coleman. Returnable. There's Butler from the goal line with a seam. A flag comes out just across the 35-yard line.
Holding. Number 46 on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Be 1st and 10, Weber State.
Bankston in the backfield. And Munoz had a really tough first half. He's in trouble. Tupitala got to his feet. Bounced it in the dirt. Going to be incomplete. Give the ball to Bankston, and he goes nowhere. 3rd down and 9 after a gain of 1. Pressure up the middle. Incomplete. Another stand. He was trying to get it to his tight end, Kean Need. Boston going to return it. Slipped one, can't slip the next. Tribble on the tackle after a return of 5, 51-yard punt. Give it to Coleman on 1st down. Pushes ahead for 4. You know, for Jed Fish, who has been everywhere, it feels like, nowhere for more than 4 years, but he credits Steve Spurrier for being the influence in his career. He goes, I don't exist in the coaching world without Steve Spurrier, but look at the list of guys that he has coached under in his tenure.
to take a little bit of something from every single one of those and make it his own. And look, he turned around an Arizona program that wasn't accustomed to winning, and certainly not winning at the level they did last year.
Rogers in trouble, brought down again. Kamari Bailey on the sack. Loss of 10. Rogers, screen game, out to Coleman. Coleman up the middle, still on his feet, near a first down. And a flag comes in late.
It might be either a face mask or a horse collar.
During the run, personal foul, horse collar tackle, 35 of the defense. 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the play with the non-man.
He's so fast, so explosive. You talk about all the space there, Lincoln. Now watch this. Put this foot, bang, right there, bang. His whole moment, everything looks like he's going forward, and then without missing a beat, bang, bang, feet in the ground, and he's changing direction.
And he's not easy to bring down once you make contact. That's what Bailey is complaining about. I had a horse collar, and there's no other way I could have tackled him.
Right. Grabbed that nameplate and brought him down after the sack from Bailey. Gets the 15-yard penalty. Rogers lets it fly. He's got a man. Jackson on the edge inside the 20-yard line. Another pitch and catch with Jackson. Getting close to a 100-yard game. 8 catches, 93 yards for Giles Jackson. Rogers to the outside. He's got Jackson again. His 9th catch. Slips one and then brought down by 3. Jonah Coleman. Determination down to the 1.
You can't teach that. You can't teach that.
Tight formation up front. Give it to Coleman. Full head of steam into the end zone.
Without a doubt.
Well, welcome to the Big Ten.
Yeah, they're going to be fine.
Big Ten loves to run the football, right?
True story. 28-0 Washington. Butler on the return from the 3. Butler, a couple of good returns for him tonight. Finally brought down. Munoz with a handoff to Clarence Butler. Had that nice return. Pressure coming from the edge, slings it across. The catch made by Jaden Thrower for a first down for Weber State. Butler again trying to get the edge. Tuputala able to get the initial contact on him.
Should have been a bigger game.
Jaden Wayne cleaned it up on the other side. 2nd and 6. Munoz sidearm throw almost intercepted. And here comes a flag late. Ephesians Pricesock hadn't called his name very much. May have just drawn a flag.
Pass interference for 7 of the defense. Penalty is a first down at the spot of the foul.
Screen ripped up. We just had him on to tackle Jaden Wayne, able to get his paws on that one, knock it down. Gonna throw it outside. Pricesock, was he in bounds? No, out of bounds. To the outside, knocked away. Dyson McCutcheon. Munoz gets it out of his hands. Cormier for a first down.
Broken coverage. Yep.
Sidearm throw to the outside to Thrower. Thrower inside the 15-yard line, and Weber State with some momentum.
You see Cormier just slips out.
Yeah.
Cormier just slips out of the backfield. Doesn't block after he picks up the sees that there's no blitz. But they've got something now on this drive. Using that RPO in the last play.
Munoz going end zone, incomplete. Trying to pick on Pricesock. He wants none of it. Press coverage to the outside. They hand it off. Cormier brought down from behind. Gain of 2. 11th play of this drive. Incomplete. 4th down, decision time. Coverage by Thaddeus Dixon. Cover. Kyle Thompson from 28 yards. Kick is up and good. The shutout is gone. Keith Reynolds on the return. Reynolds.
Beneficial. He gets to learn this year under a veteran in Will Rogers that has seen a ton of different snaps.
He moves the outside. Ooh. Kept it himself. Got pushed out of bounds. Damon Williams carried out a great play fake. Gain of 9 in his first collegiate snap.
Just to further your point, guys, I watched this young man in high school. He went to high school not too far away from my house in Arizona, Chandler, Arizona, and he was absolutely huge.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter.
Damon Williams back in. You got the running back in there, Adam Muhammad.
At Arizona, consistently top 5, top 10 passing attacks. It's an easy sell for quarterbacks to want to come play for Coach Coach.
Williams back to pass, slips out of a tackle, slips out of another, still on his feet. Positive yardage for Damon Williams. You see the athleticism right there.
Well, you see the speed, able to turn that corner. I mean, the fact is, it looked like Weber State had him dead to rights. Have him in the pocket, they're blitzing, and they bring in defensive back, safeties, and here it is. Look at the speed. Get around the corner, turn the corner, and get positive yards. Big time play by Damon.
They said he's one of the fastest on the team.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Not
Offensive player of the year
yeah.
in high school back in Arizona.
At Basha High School. I mean, that was a gain of 5, but he ran a quarter mile to get that 5. Williams, bubble screen. Lots of room. Still on his feet, finally brought down Denzel Boston. Two minutes gone by in his 4th quarter. Williams steps up, still looking downfield. Look at end zone, incomplete. Ooh,
wow.
Got dragged down, the ball was already gone. In and out to Muhammad up the gut. There goes Muhammad, still on his feet. Down to the 1. Muhammad stays in, bunch formation. And a false start.
Yeah, that's when you have nervous energy. Tufai has just come in the game to help get some play in time. Number 71, the left tackle.
Another young guy.
Yeah.
2nd year, redshirt freshman.
False start. 71 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
1st and goal from the 6. Williams to pass. Got a guy. Touchdown. Denzel Boston.
Watch him come in here. Bam, foot in the ground. When you lose a DB like that, that's when you might throw up on Instagram tomorrow.
So who's going to get that football? First for Williams, first for Boston. Bankston gets the carry, goes over the right side. He's got a lot of space, makes a man miss. Now 2, now 3, and finally going to get dragged down by 3 Huskies at the 40-yard line. Played 5 games last year for Weber State, got hurt, missed the rest of the season. Munoz flushed out. Munoz going to go down.
I grew up in Columbus, Ohio. I went to the University of Michigan. I mean, I've been beaming like Jed Fish. We're talking about Damon Williams just being up here in the booth. Out here in Washington in Big Ten country.
this play. Flag comes out late.
Holding. 59 of the offense. Penalties declined. 4th down.
Munoz on 4th down, flushed out. Gonna try and run for it, brought down. Gonna be close to a first. They may give it to him, and they will. To the outside, in space, tight roping on the sideline. He'll call him short of the first down gain of 8.
Record was able to get to the outside and sort of sideline, tight rope the sideline.
Cormier ball was on the turf, but it went right into his stomach. I think it's interesting, back on the Jedd Fisch conversation for a moment. He took over that Arizona program, and then his first year they go 1-11. By the time he left, they were number 11 in the country when the season ended last year. Totally different story. You come into Washington. They played for a national championship last year. It's not quote unquote a rebuild, but man, there are so many new faces. It almost is a rebuild.
And there was similar. You look at Washington and Arizona; those are 2 of the top programs. I think 1 and 2 in ranked wins last year. Right, those principles carry over.
Hand it off to Cormier, trying to get to the outside and tackled.
Now the defense is tightening up after giving up that big play to Record at start on this drive. They tightened up on the last couple of plays to force it down to the 4th down. But to your point, you know, there's a lot of pride that is resonating in the stadium, and they really do feel like it's slightly disrespected the fact that they weren't in the top 25. And the team that's down another state away is in the top 5.
There is no foul in the play. The contact is legal.
Munoz over the head of Bankston, incomplete.
You had him.
That was 4th down, so turnover on downs. Devon Williams back at quarterback. Play action pass. Williams going to keep it, get to the outside, and get out of bounds. Williams to pass again. Going to the corner and missed his receiver. He's trying to get it to Audric Harris. Another freshman, had over 1,000 yards in his high school career at Bishop Gorman. Washington punts it away. And a thrower for a fair catch. 6:01 to play after the 40-yard punt.
On the field.
Bankston wrapped up after a short gain on first down. We alluded to it, but the new playoff schedule now. 12 teams going into the tournament. You extend the season a couple of weeks. Where do you guys land on the college football playoff system?
It all works together because we bring up the Washington schedule. That's the new normal. It's extremely competitive, and in the 4-team playoff, you could one loss. You're maybe okay. 2 losses, you're out of the conversation.
No doubt.
Right? And 3 losses, it's over. But now in this current landscape, with the tougher schedule, you can afford 2, maybe even 3 losses and get into the playoffs. So
pick up a 4th down. Weber State's going to move the chains, under 4 to play. Give again to the outside. Slipped one tackle, couldn't avoid the other. Stop by Anthony Ward, his 2nd tackle on this drive.
This could be a 16-game schedule, right? So all of a sudden, I mean, look at in the NFL, it's against the CBA to be in full pads and hitting and tackling in season.
Right.
First down again for Weber State. About 10 seconds until our 2-minute timeout in the fourth quarter. Remember, this was a scoreless game for first 18 minutes of this contest. 3rd and 9 for Weber State. Handed off and right into the arms. Butler on the stop. No gain. 4th and 9. 4th and 9. Munoz. Sidearm pass and incomplete. Turnover on downs. And all Washington has to do is take a couple of knees.
Yeah. You see this beautiful stadium, how Washington has expanded to keep up with the current climate in college sports. And it's a homecoming. It's definitely a homecoming. I had a lot of fond memories in this great city. And if I could have been a part of NIL, I would have probably been one of those 4th-year sophomores that never wanted to leave school.
I don't know. You made out okay.
I didn't know. No, trust me, I didn't do bad. But here, still, I loved Seattle, and I thought about even coming and living here after I was done playing. It hasn't happened because I couldn't take the climate.
Well, we got it on a great weekend, though.
No doubt about it.
The weather out here has been phenomenal.
A 75-degree day. Haven't seen a cloud for 2 days. As Adams pick up a first down. Every running back that Washington has run out there has an extreme motor.
Yeah.
Snap it one final time.